Good evening. They are free, but they're not out of the woods yet. The two California gray whales trapped for nearly 3 weeks in the ice off Point Barrow got a helping hand from the Soviet icebreakers today.
But the whales have not yet decided to head home. Todd Pottinger joins us live now from Barrow. Todd, what is the story up there?
Well, Julie and John, as you mentioned, the whales have not gone out to open water. They're just spending their evening swimming that channel that the Soviets have carved out for them. And while the whales seem to be hesitating a bit, the Soviets have created one big window of opportunity for the whales.
The final push. After nearly 3 weeks trapped under the Point Barrow ice, freedom appeared likely for the two remaining California gray whales. A Soviet icebreaker had worked into the early hours this morning, cutting a 50-yard wide channel through the ice, just a half-mile from the whales.
The Russians are here, the whales are at the joining point, and the winds are blowing the right way, and we should do it today.
The Eskimo ice-cutting effort carried on the manual work at this critical time, maintaining the whales' breathing holes in a snowstorm and wind chill temperatures dropping to minus 25 degrees. The whales were swimming strong, staying down longer, and surfacing throughout the man-made chain of holes.
They seem to be aware that they'll be getting out of here real soon. I'm not sure if it's instinct or what it is, but you can just feel it.
The Soviet icebreakers' rapid progress prompted a new strategy, ordering the ship to plow right next to the whales.
Move! Move!
The ice would have to be cleared of everyone, especially the media.
You guys don't move right now, I'm going to kick you in the ass. Get out of here, right now.
After a few hours' delay to adjust ballast, the Soviet icebreaker made its next pass at the whales this afternoon, coming within just 1/8 of a mile. It was enough to bring the two California gray whales their freedom.
And as we mentioned, it is a qualified freedom. At a press conference this evening, NOAA's Ron Morris summed it up this way.
I feel, we got them, we weaned them really quickly. They stayed in the track, and I'm sorry to say I can't report that I saw them swimming down to Baja.
Todd, where do they go from here? Is the rescue effort considered over and now it's up to the whales?
Well, that Soviet icebreaker is working right now out on that channel, widening that channel, giving an opportunity for the whales to move out of there, and it will continue to work through the night and into the morning. And everyone is just hoping, those involved in the rescue effort are hoping that the whales leave during the night. If that fails, if all else fails, the biologists say they will use those whale sounds, beluga sounds and bowhead sounds, into the water to try to entice the whales out to the open water.
In the meantime, Todd, what's the scene in Barrow tonight? People must be pretty happy that the channel is there and the whales at least have a chance for freedom.
Well, yes, I think that's true among the press corps, those of us who've sort of followed this story rather fatiguedly, but there is a bit of celebrating. It's sort of restrained. We're all sort of waiting to see if the whales will make it out into the open water, and there is a party planned. The Soviets were going to be coming into Barrow tonight around 7 or 7:30, but they're very workmanlike. They're out there on their icebreakers continuing to break the ice, but we hear that with the resolution tomorrow, there should be a party sometime midday.
All right, Todd Pottinger, thank you very much. Stay with us. We'll check on your progress tomorrow and see if those whales do go home. Thank you, Todd.
All right.
Todd Pottinger reporting live tonight from Barrow.
Good evening. What to do with a pair of reluctant whales? Putu and Siku, the California gray whales, are now just a half-mile from open water. Operation Breakthrough hit a snag last night when the whales refused to follow the canal that would lead them to freedom. As Todd Pottinger reports from Barrow tonight, the rescuers were back at it today, giving the whales every opportunity to begin their journey home.
The bitter Arctic cold sealed up overnight what the Soviet icebreaker Vladimir Arseniev had opened yesterday afternoon. The channel of ice the whales rushed to yesterday froze in minus 18-degree temperatures. Today, the ice was thin, 4 inches in some places, but thick enough to keep the whales from open water.
The ice that was all rubbled in here froze very rapidly and closed off any of the breathing holes on down the line.
Though officially the two mammals were doing fine, one showed apparent signs of its overnight battle through the ice-clogged channel. Concern over the whale's health prompted a media ban on the ice.
They've come this far. I thought they'd be gone by now. I want them gone now. and I don't want anybody interfering with it.
The whales have grown accustomed to man and his machines. The Barrow Eskimos continued to coax the whales out to open water today with the sound of chainsaws. As of late this afternoon, just 1/2 mile of thin ice separated the whales from open water. The imminent end of Operation Breakout brought a mostly favorable response from Barrow.
I think it kind of got a little blown out of proportion, but I suppose I'm happy it's over.
Maybe they'll be lucky to get home. It's a long way home, long way from Mexico. You know?
Certainly Barrow's on the map because of this.
People all over the world that don't have anything to eat, you know, and they don't need to waste it on a couple of whales.
A couple of whales whose plight captured the world's attention. In Barrow, Todd Pottinger, Channel 2 News.
Governor Cooper today praised those who took part in the rescue effort, saying he hopes it sets a new standard for international cooperation. We'll let you know when the whales hit open water as soon as we get that information.
Good evening. Putu and Siku should be on their way south tonight. The last 300 meters of ice was cleared from their path about 2 hours ago, and biologists are hoping the California gray whales are swimming to freedom. Last night, the whales didn't seem to want to leave Alaska's North Slope, and as Todd Pottinger reports, rescuers were back out on the ice today, helping the whales begin their journey home.
The bitter Arctic cold sealed up overnight what the Soviet icebreaker Vladimir Arseniev had opened yesterday afternoon. The channel of ice the whales rushed to yesterday froze in -18-degree temperatures. Today, the ice was thin, 4 inches in some places, but thick enough to keep the whales from open water.
The ice that was all rubbled in here froze very rapidly and closed off any of the breathing holes on down the line.
Gennady Gerasimov said today the whale rescue is an example of U.S.-Soviet cooperation, and it would be good if the superpowers would do the same for saving human life.
A new report from the...
Meantime, the Russians are coming to Alaska's other whale rescue near Barrow. 2 Soviet icebreakers should arrive on the scene around noon Tuesday. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration made the announcement late today in Barrow.
We requested assistance. NOAA